I'd like to share with you about our miracle adoption. This is Pastor Jeff, uh, and would like to share with you the experience of how we came to adopt a baby girl from China, and who's now our adult baby girl. But our miracle adoption, my teenage daughter and my wife had a dream one night. Both of them had the exact same dream on the exact same night. They both dreamed that we adopted a baby girl from China. They couldn't wait to tell me the next day. I wasn't as excited as them. After all, coincidences do happen, don't they? And on the practical side of things, I would soon turn 50. And I also said, if I'm the head of the household, why didn't God tell me? And after a while, they kind of lost enthusiasm, but they would bring it up quite often. About 5 years later, I'm at a church conference in Toronto, Canada, at the Toronto Revival, staying in a hotel by myself, going to the conference each day and to the revival each night. And I had this experience that that week, everywhere I went that week, I encountered a Chinese girl. I turned on the TV in the mornings, Christian TV, while I'm getting ready to leave my hotel and walk down I was in walking distance to the church. And James Robison is on television doing a special on Chinese adoptions, Chinese orphanages. The part that really grabbed me in that video he did of the Chinese orphanage, there was a little girl tied to a potty seat because they didn't have enough workers. The little toddlers, they would tie them to a potty seat. And she was singing in Chinese, "Where is my mother?" And every day I'm seeing these images before I go in. And every time I would get on, it seemed almost every time I get on an elevator, go into a restaurant, walk into church and sit down in a seat, I would be by a Chinese girl. I stood in a prayer line, Chinese girl. Get on the elevator, Chinese girl. Go to a restaurant. Oh my goodness, they're everywhere. And after a while, I started thinking, maybe this isn't just a coincidence. And so time went on, and towards the end of the week, God started knocking on my heart's door, and I prayed, and I said, Lord, if this is your will for our family, I'm willing to take that step. And today, our daughter is a beautiful Christian young lady. She's working on her master's degree. She's married. Her and her husband live across the street from us in an apartment. And she don't get too far from Mama. And they have 2 dogs. We have 2 grand dogs that are famous on the internet. That's a whole nother story. She married a young man named Caleb, who is a pastor's son here in the same city that we live in and in the same denomination. So it's been a blessing. And we just, Caleb is, he's learning, being taught a specialty area of plumbing and dealing with hospitals. He's learning a very good trade. And the 2 of them lead our worship service at the church I pastor on Sunday mornings. But they have been a real blessing to us. And I'm so thankful that I finally obeyed the Lord And sometimes when the Lord speaks to us, we're not sure, are we? But you can ask God for confirmation. And it was a great trip to China, 10 days in China, 3 cities. We went with 7 other couples, and it was just a wonderful time. And my secretary, Donna, at the time traveled with us, and my oldest daughter, who also had the dream, she traveled with us. So there were 4 of us, 3 of us, well, 4 counting Hannah, on that trip. And just a couple days after we got there, they handed her to us. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful event. My only regret in the whole thing is that we didn't start sooner adopting children. I just want to encourage you, if your family has ever considered adoption, you don't have to have a special dream. You don't have to have a prophetic word or anything like that, because the Lord tells us to care for the little children. And I kind of regret that we didn't get started earlier in our married life adopting children. And we've got some beautiful families in our church that have adopted children. And it's just a great thing to just watch them growing up. So God bless you, and have a great day. Bye-bye.